All right, guys. So in today's video, this is going to be Nutrition 102. Just a quick recap, Nutrition 101. If you haven't watched that video and reviewed the PDF file with it, stop this video, go back and watch it. We do need to understand the foundation of nutrition before we jump into 102. So make sure you watch that video. That is the prerequisite. So just a recap on what we went over in video 1, Nutrition 101, is why nutrition is important, the muscle and strength pyramid, the difference between calories and macros or macronutrients, and total energy balance. Okay, so now that we understand that and we have a foundation there, in Nutrition 102, what we're going to be covering is understanding metabolism. So people use that word a lot. I have a slow metabolism, I have a fast metabolism. What does that really mean, right? And all of this is broken down into different segments and different percentages. So we can improve our metabolism. We have control of that, right? And then we can also decrease it as well. So the goal with energy balance is the higher our metabolism is, the more food we can eat where we won't gain body weight. If our metabolism is low and we're consuming more food than our body is expending in energy, we will gain weight. If we eat the same amount of, of food / calories / energy as we're burning, we will maintain weight. And then for those of you that are in a deficit where the goal is to lose weight, we want to consume just a little bit under how many, we want to consume a little less calories. Normally I aim for, it depends on the person, how big the deficit is, but we want to consume a little less than what our body is burning. So there's a couple ways you can do it. Let's say your baseline metabolism is here. Let's say 2,000 calories, just to give an example. And this person they consume 2,000 calories, then they're at maintenance. They don't gain or lose weight. They stay about the same weight, which is good because once we get to our goal body weight and goal body composition, your body fat percentage, how lean you are, as far as what you're happy with, what the end goal is, then we want to learn how to maintain that weight. So maintenance is going to be a skill we'll look at. But as far as where most of us are starting is we're wanting to be in a deficit. So we can either increase our movement. Most of y'all that you've been with me either a month or a year or longer than that. We want two ways we can get into a deficit if we're trying to lose weight. We can increase movement, right? And I'll go over different ways we can do that, and consume the same amount of food, and you will start to lose weight. Then we can go the other route. We can move the same and reduce food a little bit, and then we'll be in a deficit. Or we can do a little bit of both, right? It'll speed things up. I normally prefer adding movement first over reducing food because we don't want to be malnourished or feel like we're starving ourselves on a diet, because that's not healthy at all. That's not sustainable long term. So, we do want to add in some movement. So I'm going to go ahead and start going into the notes. I will send a PDF file with this as well, so that way you can kind of follow the notes along with the video. So understanding metabolism. So definition of metabolism is the chemical reactions in the body that change food into energy. Okay. So understanding how metabolism works, it's crucial to understanding how to reach one's fitness goals. Like I said, if the goal is weight gain, maintenance, weight loss, muscle gain, athletic performance, the person's goal varies. That's why everyone's nutrition is specific to them. What works for one person will not be the exact same thing to work for someone else. That's why it's good to kind of understand the differences. The various factors that make up one's metabolism will determine whether an individual is in a calorie deficit, maintenance, or surplus, kind of like I just touched on a little bit ago. So what determines your metabolism? Number one is age. So the older you are, the less calories you burn, right? That's why little kids and teenagers can get away with eating as much of anything, and it's helping them grow, right? So they need it not only to burn calories, but they're actually changing their body's physiology, right? They're getting taller, longer arms, the heart is increasing in size, muscle mass is increasing, bone density. So they need more food. So they're not necessarily becoming overweight. Their body's using all that nutrition to grow. Once around age 25-ish, our body is done growing. This is an estimate. Everyone's a little different, but it's normally around 25. It's not going to be changing that much more after that. So the growth factor of metabolism slows down. So we can't eat the way we ate in our teenage years and early 20s and expect to still have the same physique, right? Because it does slow down. When it comes to gender, males burn more calories than females. Men have more testosterone as far as hormones go than women do. They also generally have larger bone density, bone mass, and muscle mass, right? So they will burn more calories than women. But for women, it's the good part, you can still make changes, right? Just because it's a little slower than men doesn't mean you can't get results. You can still get results. Body size plays a large part of this. So the larger the body, the more the body has to work to get it to move, right? So if somebody is between 3 to 4, 3 to 400 pounds, or even 400 plus pounds, like I've worked with in the past, those people will lose weight very fast because their frame is bigger. Think of it like compared to someone that's 150 pounds, right? So I always like to tell people the larger individuals, right? The heavier individuals, that's like driving like a big V8 truck, right? It burns a lot of gas just to get from point A to point B, compared to a little Fiat or a little Honda Civic, where it's a 4-cylinder car. And it can get from point A to point B, but it uses less fuel. So the body is the same way. And that's where, as you lose weight, if you have 100 pounds to lose, 50 pounds to lose, 30 pounds to lose, as you reduce body weight, your nutrition will change too, because now, for example, instead of walking around as a 350 pound person, you're walking around as a 250 pound person, right? So you're 100 pounds less. So your metabolism will decrease a bit, but I will show you other ways to still keep it high, okay? Physical activity is another factor. So the more you move, the more calories you burn, period. That's why I'm really, really big on steps. I'm gonna go over that in a bit. So our TDEE is the total daily energy expenditure, or AKA metabolism, how many calories your body burns in total. So this is an estimation of how many total calories are burned in a day, 24-hour period. And so this determines how many calories to eat if you want to lose, maintain, or gain weight, okay? Excuse me. So our total metabolism, it's broken down into a few different sections. There's our BMR, which is our basal metabolic rate. That accounts for 70% of our total metabolism energy expenditure. TEF is the thermic effect of food, which accounts for 10% of the total calories burned. AT, activity thermogenesis, accounts for 20%, and that's broken down into EAT, which is exercise activity, workouts, right? Which accounts for about 5%. And then NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which accounts for 15%. And I'll talk about how steps is an easy way to start increasing our calorie expenditure. So a closer look, sorry, that's my cat jumping in. So BMR is how many total calories are burned in one day at rest. So for example, if you were to sit in a chair, when you woke up in the morning, you sat in a chair on the couch, you sat there the whole day, right? You didn't, sorry. All right, I'll get him in. There y'all can tell Leo hi. Right. Okay. So for your BMR, basal metabolic rate, that's how many calories your body burns sitting at rest. So if you were to sit in a chair 24 hours, the following day, if you didn't eat food, you would lose weight, because your body has to burn calories for things like pumping your blood, breathing, a couple, organ functions, everything that doesn't include exercise, eating, and digestion. So since our body burns that many calories on its own, that's kind of like baseline where we're at. TEF is how many calories are burned from all eating and digestion. So this part's important too. In the macronutrients, we kind of talk about why protein is priority, right? Most people are undernourished when it comes to protein. So we want to make sure just by increasing our protein, we're going to see results. One of the easiest little hacks you can do, let's get we don't have to eat only protein, right? There is such thing as too much, but we want to be able to get enough protein in our diet to make this process easier, and it helps give the body resources to change, right? We're looking to change body composition here, which is we have two different things. We have fat mass, lean body mass, which is muscle tissue and everything else that's not fat. If someone's body fat percentage is high, meaning they're unhealthy, high health risk, fat's here, lean body mass is here. What we want to do is not only get the fat mass down, but we want to be able to increase this a little bit as well, which helps with, excuse me, longevity, muscle mass, less likely to run into injuries as you get older. If you slip and fall, for example, and you have low bone density and a small amount of muscle mass, you're more likely to break something and not heal from it. And then you start going into surgeries, and people that have to go into surgeries at ages 60, 70 and older, normally they're not allowed to go into surgery, or it's high risk surgeries. So a lot of y'all are younger that I'm working with. Most of the people I work with are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. I have a few people in their 20s and 30s, but majority is 40, 50, 60. So what we're doing, how we're investing our time and our energy, it's going to help us for the following decades. Okay. When it comes to the thermic effect of food, sorry, I had to move him because if not, he's going to start bumping the camera and everything. All right, so when it comes to digesting food, when we consume fats, our body only burns 5% of it. When it comes to digestion, carbs, 10% of it, protein, 30%. So it has the highest thermogenic effect on the body. So just by consuming more protein, you're going to build more muscle, you're going to burn more calories, and you're going to, it's higher when it comes to satiety, how full you feel, right? So you're less likely to want to overeat. So it helps with satiety as well. So that's why protein is priority. If we're sitting down and we're consuming calories, protein needs to be a part of that. Okay. So like no snack, like I don't recommend normally just snacking on trail mix, right? Because that's all fats, very high calorie, burning low calories, and it's not that satiating, right? So for example, when we're eating 100 calories worth of fats, your body burns 5 calories digesting it. So your net consumption is 95. When digesting 100 calories worth of carbs, carbohydrates, 10 calories are burnt digesting it. Net consumption is 90 calories. When eating 100 calories of protein, 30 calories are burnt digesting it. Net consumption is 70 calories. So we want to make sure we're not just eating protein, but that is a good chunk of our diet. Activity thermogenesis, so that's workouts. So that's things like lifting, cycling, taking a yoga class, a spin class, whatever it may be. And this normally accounts for about an hour a day, so 4% of our day, which is not much. I do recommend everybody moving at least 30 minutes to an hour a day. So if you have a scheduled workout, normally your workouts are somewhere between 30 to 60 minutes. If it's 30 minutes, try to get in a 30-minute walk somewhere in the day. If it's an hour, you just get your workout in and then just try to get your recommended steps based on what I prescribe for you. And that'll go into the next section, which is NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is things like standing, walking, fidgeting, etc. So this accounts for 23% of our day. So by us increasing our daily step count, we're increasing our overall metabolism and calories burned. Steps, I like using steps over traditional cardio because steps keeps your heart rate low. Normally, even if you're just speed walking, your heart rate, it's really not going to pass like 120, 110. And whenever our heart rate is normally under 120, 125-ish, when we're under that and we're moving, our body is oxidizing and using lipids, body fat. So when we do these low intensity things, our body uses oxygen to start pulling fat from the body, and it starts using stored energy, which is body fat. When we do things that gets our heart rate up high, like weightlifting, right? Because when you start training hard, your heart rate will go up to 130, 150, etc. High intensity running, like jogging at like max speeds where your heart rate's 130, 140, 150, or like HIIT workouts or boxing classes, things like that, your body's primarily going to use carbohydrates. Okay, so we want to make sure if we're constantly doing those high intensity workouts, the body needs more time to recover And so therefore it makes weight loss a lot harder because we're going to want to continue to want to eat more, right? Because our body needs something to recover on. But an easy way to burn more calories without doing cardio is just getting steps in. By you doing that, your appetite will not increase. If anything, it may regulate, come down. It aids in digestion. You're gonna, like I said, you're gonna burn more calories, and just vitality and longevity. We do need to be walking. I tell people a minimum step count is about 7,000 steps. That's just for your body to function as a human being, right? Just for the organs and everything to work right, your lymphatic system to work good. That's just basics. 7,000 steps a day. 10,000 steps a day has been proven to show increased weight loss, but also increased lifespan. 13 plus thousand steps, that's where, okay, you're trying to put a high amount of effort towards it. And you are, either you're someone that walks a lot for work, you're on vacation, you're in New York, you're walking everywhere, things like that. You're at Disney World, you're walking a ton. Those are great things to do to burn a lot of calories without increasing appetite. Okay. And then bringing it all together, just to kind of look at all these numbers, as far as our BMR as well, just to kind of come back to that one, another way to increase that's the amount of calories your body burns at rest, is by increasing muscle mass. So the person that has more muscle on them, let's say I'm 180 right now, let's say I sit next to a person that doesn't weight train at all. All they do is they have a desk job. The most they walk is to their car, to their house, to work. That's about it. If both of us 180-pound individuals were to sit down and eat, let's say 2,000 calories, that person may gain weight, I would lose weight. We're eating the same amount of food, we weigh the same, but since I strength train, I have more muscle mass on me, my body needs more energy just for its basic functions. And that's increasing metabolism. So by us strength training and you getting stronger, like I said, it helps with overall movement for overall lifespan and livelihood. It also helps burn more calories. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to continue making videos. My goal is to do about one a week and to educate y'all on the basics of nutrition, the basics of overall health. I do get a lot of the same questions asked. So by me making these videos, I can make it once, I can send it out to everyone, and I can get the conversation done a lot faster, right? Some people, I talk to them maybe on a month-to-month basis. Some people every couple weeks. Some people it's on a weekly basis. So that conversation sometimes takes longer to get to. But by me making these videos, I can get the information across to you faster. You're able to rewatch it. That way, if you need to take notes, which I do encourage, it is your body, it is your health. So I always recommend, since it's your body, your health, you should care about it the most. All right, cool guys. You have a good one. All right, bye.